Trading has closed on the 21st of November, 2022. Let's start with our disclaimer to keep things honest. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, 22nd of November, 2022. Please remember I can be wrong. Any trade you make should be at your own risk. Look for the pattern with the early high, which is this. It tends to be a rally day with a high in the final hour. That didn't happen. If it fails, it tends to be a straight line drop. That didn't happen. Now, time doesn't run out at today's close. Time runs out at tomorrow's open. So, if we're going to get what the pattern calls for, we should either gap up smartly or gap down smartly at tomorrow's open. That's going to be my call. MEJT didn't say much today. It did identify this move here as a false one, and prices have already retraced. Now it's somewhat positive. We gapped down, hit lower lows, and closed over all those lows, but that positivity is tempered by the fact that we couldn't close over any highs. And of course, if we gap down smartly and undercut this low, that positivity goes away. We're still playing ping pong between resistance and support. I actually don't like the fact that we're trading closer to support than resistance. Usually you trade closer to the line you're going to break. This is how I'm reading the pattern. This gap doesn't have to fill now, but it's way lower and it should fill at some time. This was resistance. We gapped under it. That's a break. When you gapped over this high, that invalidates the break. But rather than following through, we're now back under resistance again. That is not good. And you really need to gap up again tomorrow over today's high, or the chances are that resistance is going to win. And while I have very many counts which don't break any rules, this is the simplest count, and more often than not, the simplest count turns out to be the right count. None of this means we have to drop tomorrow. Again, we gap up, go up smartly right from the open, you've overcome resistance. But this is looking increasingly negative to me, even though we can't call it a lock yet because it could still recover. Signals are mixed. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high. We could still gap down. Today's pattern should have rallied into the close. I had a straight line drop. Neither happened, so the deficiency, this deficiency should be rectified by gapping sharply at tomorrow's open. It's positive. We gapped down, hit a lower low, closed over intraday lows, but it's bearish. We're stalling at resistance, and the simplest wave count calls for a top here. If we can't gap up smartly tomorrow, and I believe we'll know that before the open, the odds for a big drop here should go up dramatically. So bulls have their work cut out for them. Not dead yet, but they have to get their act together, or we could drop in a straight line and actually pretty far. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high, but the odds favor strong gap in one direction or the other, and the move from that gap should be pretty big. Not necessarily all in a day, and that's today's call.